single mom, so finding childcare can be a little hard. So I had to bring my kid to work today. But it's all right. So, Dylan, I just have a quick question before I start. Is it okay if I swear?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. A little. Okay, perfect. Here, go sit down up there. Mommy will be done in 30 minutes, and then you can play on my phone. I love walking around with Dylan because, he looks so good, and then people don't look at me. It's kind of nice. They're like, oh, he got so big, and then they don't notice I also got big. But it's okay. I mean, I've known about this show for a while, and I was thinking, like, maybe I should, lose some weight, and I'm going to be taped. It's going to be on camera. But then I was like, that wouldn't be the real me. I mean, the real me is not a skinny bitch. I eat. This is me. But instead, I've been on a steady diet of cheese and candy. Yes. The holidays were great. I think I had pie for breakfast every morning. But I was like, it's apple, it's fruit. Totally fine. But yeah, and I think there was a week where I had like ice cream sandwiches for lunch every day. And I was like, well, it's a sandwich. But so I used to smoke a lot of weed, so if you see me looking at my notes, because I have a terrible memory. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so I like to wear a lot of graphic t-shirts. I kind of like dress like a kid who can buy whatever they want from Target. Yes. But, I like to draw attention to the good part of my body while I distract from the bad part of my body. I mean, I'm aware it looks like I have a fanny pack on under my jeans. I actually wear fanny packs sometimes on the regular, and I was in Target the other day, and this lady was like, I love your fanny pack. And I was like, thank you, I wear it to hide my stomach. And she said to me, what stomach? And I go, exactly. Crushing it. But yeah, I thought I'd wear this tonight. I love a lightning bolt, that's like in my logo, so I love a lightning bolt. Also, it says 1978, so it tricks you into thinking I was born 2 years later than I actually was. Tonight I'm 41, not 43. That's okay. But, so I was going to buy this one sweatshirt to wear tonight because yesterday was Valentine's Day. Did everyone have a nice Valentine's Day? Yes. I did not because I'm single. But I was like looking for a hoodie or something that like had like a heart on it or something. And I was looking on Amazon, my favorite place to shop. And the description of this one heart sweatshirt said, distressed heart. And I was like, that's a little too close for home for me. I don't want people to know that my heart's been through the ringer a few times. Or do I? You guys ready for this? Okay. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of dress like a kid, and my son's friends are great. Like his friend Ansel, like he's the only person that says to me, like, I fucking love your hoodie. And I always tell him, don't swear. But yeah, I mean, I get major street cred for these Nikes on the playground, you guys. Like, 10-year-olds are like, cool Nikes. I'm like, thank you. They match my shirt. But kids have it the best. I mean, they don't have any bills. I mean, their hardest thing to deal with is like new math, right? But it's like, I think I've always known that like kids have it great, so I've just always tried to remain a kid at heart. But the other thing I was thinking about the other day is like when I was a kid, I was such a good kid. I used to think my parents were good parents, but no, we were just good kids. Like we just never got into trouble. I remember going to a friend's house and she told her mom one thing and we did another, and I was like, you can do that? We tell her one thing and we go do whatever we want? Teach me. How do I do that? But, so yeah, I mean, I love being a parent. It's one of my favorite things to do all day that I don't get paid for. But, I would say that parenting has been one of the most sobering experiences of my life. I mean, it just makes everything really clear, you realize all people need to be happy is like food and water and like shelter and like love. It's also very sobering because you don't have as much time to do drugs. Or not as many, anyway. But I recently quit smoking weed. Hold for applause. But just in the mornings. So, yeah, no need to get too crazy there. But I actually quit for around 114 days. I like that I say around. No, it was exactly 114 days. I counted. And I did it to kind of clear my head because I was like, I haven't really been sober since I was pregnant, so I might as well see how this goes. But it turns out, like sober, I have all the same unchangeable problems, so I might as well just smoke weed. I mean, seems a little silly, but one of my friends said to me, like, oh, you're probably just smoking weed to fill a void, and I was like, exactly. But, weed isn't even my biggest addiction. I've had this problem for about 6 years now. But something just happens to me when I get that clear little baggie, and I just, shake it up, dump it out on the table, and, put it in nice, neat little piles. And I just stay up all night doing it, and then I'll, run out and have to go get more. Maybe you guys have done this before. Have you tried Legos? Yeah! Yes. By the way, the drinking word for my set is Legos, if you'd like to play along. I'm pretty sure I'll be talking about it for the next 10 minutes, so get ready. But yes, I'm a Legoholic. I have it under control. I've been attending meetings, so it's okay. But I've kind of been limiting myself to only buying minifigures these days, none of the big sets anymore. But it's really just because I'm out of table space. And they're just more expensive. But, Legos are a lot like drugs, if you think about it. I mean, you can stay up all night doing them, right? If you're not careful, you can spend all your money on it. And pretty soon it's all you can think and talk about. So, it's funny. Kids love to hear me talk about Legos, but every time I talk about Legos to adults, they're like, are you okay? Maybe you should get out more. But yeah, so I am the other thing about drugs and Legos, I gotta say though, you do not get a hangover from doing Legos all night. And you get a nice city out of it when you're all done. My Lego city is amazing. Your addiction's gotten to a certain point when you dedicate an entire room in your house to your addiction. I actually moved my actual car out of the garage to make room for all my Lego cars. These things take up space. But yeah, so lately I've only been buying minifigures. And, if you've ever bought a Lego minifigure, they come in these little mystery bags, okay? So you don't know what you're gonna get, unless you're me, who will sit on the floor at Target for about 30 minutes feeling every single bag until I find the Lego minifigure I'm looking for. Recently it was this guy dressed as a pizza mascot, and I was sitting there with Dylan, and I was like, all right, let's see if we can find this. We're looking for a triangle. Let's see, let's feel it out. And 5 minutes later I found it. I was like, let's go, we got it. But I was really excited to get him home because I have this Lego minifigure that's shaped like a watermelon. And he's been looking a little lonely, and I figured the two of them could hang out and discuss the challenges of wearing triangle-shaped outfits, Using the bathroom must be really difficult. Do they take those off? I don't know. So, but yeah, I like to make sure my minifigures all have someone to hang out with in my Lego city. And trust me, the irony of a single girl sitting home alone making sure her minifigures have someone to talk to is not lost on me. But yeah, I like to put them together by similar interests, I've got the boxer hanging out with the wrestler. They can talk about workout techniques. And after seeing that Joker movie, dude, my Lego Jokers, plural, Jokers, they are all hanging out doing something fun and G-rated, not home alone with their mother in their apartment. If you haven't seen the movie, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but nothing good happens. Let's just put it that way. No one wants a lonely Joker. But yeah, so this other minifigure I got recently was really exciting. It was this Lego dog walker. Drink! And he came with two little, dogs, which was amazing. But it also came with two little Lego poops. Yes. They're cute little emoji-looking poops. Now, Lego has never released a Lego poop. This was exciting. The closest thing they've had before was the top of a chocolate cupcake, but, that didn't really do it for me. So I put the Lego poop in the park, with the dogs, and, where it belongs. But my son's friends come over to play, and, I've got a few rules in the Lego City. Like, they're only allowed to touch the minifigures, and they're not allowed to run the train anymore, because they always freaking turn that thing up to 11, and it derails, and I just don't have time to rebuild. Yes, my Lego remote control goes up to 11. Most of them go up to 10. Mine goes to 11. Spinal tap joke, you guys, sorry. Anyways, back on track. So, so his friend Rocco was over recently and, was playing with the minifigures and moving things around. And, after he left, I was a little like, oh, I see the ostrich is in the train. Like, okay, Joker's over in the treehouse. That's cool. And then I was like, where are my Lego poops? They're gone or moved. I didn't know what happened. And I hate to say this, but my first thought was, did he steal my shit? Like, I was like, this is a really shitty situation I'm in right now. I don't want to deal with this shit. So I was like, well, crap, I have to, call the mom or whatever. So I text his mom, and I was like, hey, could you just, ask him, did he happen to move these, Lego poops around? I can't find them. It's cool, but I'm over there, Just trying to be nice. And she texted me back right away, and she's like, oh, he said they're behind the diner. And I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, Lego diner, by the way. Yeah. So I go look at my Lego city, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. There they are, right behind the diner, right? But then I got worried, because, we have a Lego health inspector guy, and, what if he finds all this poop behind an eating establishment, So I moved that shit back to the park, where it belongs. So lately I've been loving this one thing that a lot of my friends have been doing. I love when people cancel on me. I love a good cancel, because it means I just get to stay home. That's it, I get to stay home. Well, that's where the Legos live, you know what I mean? My idea of a rockin' Saturday night has really changed over the years. I mean, you think about it, how much money I would spend going out on a night. For example, so what's the most you've spent going out in the last month or something? Okay, Chelsea, what's the most you've spent going out over the last month?
Ooh, $90.
$90. Do you know how many fucking Legos you can get for $90? No, seriously, I'm looking to score after the show. Well, to answer my own question, you can get about 500 Legos with $90, maybe even 1,000 if you get the right set. But, it's just more fun sometimes, I'm a little safer at home with a set of Legos than out on the town. But anytime I don't have a Lego set to do, I start to feel a little bit like a junkie. I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm out of Legos. Christmas was nuts. I needed a Legovention. I was doing Legos for 4 days straight, you guys. It was crazy. And then we ran out, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? And Dylan was like, you can't buy any more Legos. I was like, oh. I was like, how about just a little set? And he was like, well, you have been a good mom this month. I guess you could get another set. So we're walking down the aisles in Target, and I'm like, no, it's okay, I won't buy anything, I won't. And then I see the Lego aisle, and I'm like, oh my God, they have new Harry Potter sets, you guys! Oh my God, it's got a Patronus! I'm like, we're getting it! So, but yeah, at the end of the day, my son is the best person in my life, and he's also the best decoy for this toy and Lego addiction that I have. He has a lot of guilty aunts and uncles who, don't spend a lot of time with him, so they're like, oh, what does Dylan want for Christmas? I'm like, the Lego Death Star. He wants... It's $500. You could do a pool. You guys all team up on that.